Hola gente, hoy vamos a ver a Sportacus, la fuerza real que tenía. ¿Sabéis la serie Lazy Town? Que era como para chiquillos. Que salía un hombre azul llamado Sportacus
Míralo,
que hacía volteretas y hacía tonterías.
ahí
Pues
está.
ese hombre que mucha gente se lo toma a risa por cómo va vestido y tal, es un auténtico monstruo de la fuerza y la agilidad. O sea,
Por el
y
bigotillo.
vamos a ver un vídeo de sus barbaridades.
El bigotillo.
El bigotillo. Tal vez el bigote. El bigote. Bueno, estoy viendo a otro hombre con bigote ahí y me he
This
distraído,
absolute
pero bueno.
giga chat of a man went from being a carpenter to an international
Era
champion athlete,
carpintero.
and then he built a fitness empire
Ok.
through a super famous kids TV show. And he's still in incredible shape at age
Míralo,
60. Now we all have different reasons for why we started training. Some wanted to get girls,
Me la
others
suda.
did it
Háblame de
because anime
Sportacus,
and
hermano.
movies. You know, those larger than life personalities with biceps bigger than your future.
Ajá.
People often talk about how Barbie created unrealistic body expectations, but have you seen the sort of stuff like I grew up with? Hulked out heroes and action figures like these made it look like you needed a 10-pack just to get out of
hombre,
bed. But one show that really
Ahí
stuck
está.
with me as a kid was Lazy Town. You know that old kids TV show
Bueno,
where most
el
of the
señor
characters
era
look like they're
gimnasta,
sculpted out of
pero
Play-Doh,
gimnasta a
and
nivel
only 3 of them are
olímpico,
actual
casi
humans.
mundial, o
There's a
sea.
little girl, the greatest meme mode of all time. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Have you ever heard the sound of a rubber ball breaking a window? Would you like to?
And this absolute giga chat of athleticism, Sportacus. A play on the word sport, which makes him sound insanely athletic,
Qué genio,
Acus, which means giga chat. And he's
Genialidad.
played by a former gymnast, Magnus Örn Eyjolfsson Shaving.
No,
that is
no
difficult
puedes
to
tener
pronounce.
ese nombre.
But this guy wasn't just an actor, he was and
Es que mira los
still
saltos
is
que pega,
the real
eh.
deal. Now, Sportacus is supposed to be a superhero, but his superpower is just being insanely fit. I mean, this dude is out here doing backflips, breaking through steel bars,
Es que
and
el
whenever he needs
bigotillo,
an
yo creo que
extra boost of power, he
distrae
just eats a random
de la
fruit
absoluta
or
bestia que es en
That's right,
realidad.
his secret sauce to his strength is a well-balanced diet. And because he's super
Increíble.
extra, Sportacus lives in a freaking airship. He flies around the sky like he's the
Ajá.
freaking giga chat of
Vive en un
Earth,
Zeppelin,
and he does push-ups at every given opportunity.
Push-ups, yes! I know a lot of different kinds of push-ups.
Bueno, esa precisamente. No, esa yo creo que tiene que ser
But the real
falsa, tú.
magic
Es
of
imposible que
Lazy
eso sea de
Town
verdad.
isn't just the weird characters or the bizarre plot. No, it's the fact that Magnus Shaving, the guy who plays Sportacus, is also the creator, writer, and director of the show.
Ah, que
He
lo hace él.
literally
Bueno,
put himself
es
on the
su
highest
hora, o
pedestal
sea,
possible
era el
because he
creador, el
knew
productor y
exactly how
el
much of a chat he
guionista.
was. But, all jokes aside, Magnus is genuinely one of the strongest, most agile, and healthy people you'll probably
Creo que no, que sí que lo puede hacer,
His
eh.
backstory is
Nah,
even
pero el
more
otro tenía una
fascinating
inclinación
than you'd
surrealista,
expect.
tú.
Now, Magnus grew up in a pretty average, small Icelandic town, and he started training to become an athletics teacher. But he later realized
algún
that
islandés que
carpentry
no se llame
and
Magnus.
architecture were more in line with
Thor.
his
Es
interests.
verdad, eh.
So one day, while
Creo que el
working
padre de
as
Thor,
carpenter,
Björnsson, se
he
llama
made a
Magnus,
bet with
o sea,
his
o
friend
Magnussen, o algo
Fjölnir
así.
that would change both of their lives forever. And what was this challenge? To master a sport which both of them knew nothing about. Now, Fjölnir was challenged to master
Fjölnir.
snooker, and Magnus had to start doing aerobic
Suena a runa que te
gymnastics,
equipas en
which
el
is
God of
similar
War,
to
hijo.
the
Sí,
core
tal
event in
cual.
regular gymnastics, but with more dancing and personality-based scores than just doing a lot of flips. Now, get this. Both of these guys ended up
Mira los
becoming
brincos
the
que
national
pega, tío.
champions in their
Está ahí
respective
saltando de
sports.
chill.
But Magnus didn't
¿Cuánto
want to stop
vertical
there.
tendrá?
He went above and beyond. He began competing internationally, becoming
Ajá.
the Scandinavian champion in 1993, the European champion in 1994,
La
and
gente eso se lo
also
toma a
in
broma porque está medio
1995, and he
bailando,
was
¿sabes?
even
O
O sea que
voted
sí,
for
que es-
Iceland's Athlete of the Year.
Es
in
un atleta que podría
94.
ser
But during
olímpico,
this time,
básicamente.
Magnus would realize that his true passion was just motivating others to be their best selves. So, he created a small TV show in Iceland from 1991 to 93, where parents could get advice on raising their kids how to be healthy and active. But Magnus realized he was thinking too small, and he wanted to spread this message of health and fitness to the entire world.
Ajá.
So in
mira,
1995,
es un
he wrote
absoluto
the
chad
children's
este
book that
hombre.
became the foundation
Dijo, soy el
for
mejor de
what later
esto,
become
pero en
the
verdad lo que me
Lazy Town
llena
TV show. And
es
he managed to
enseñar
do
a los
all of
niños
this
a
while
vivir
running a
sanos.
carpentry business
Y a
and
chuparla,
earning a
¿eh?
degree in sports science
Y se hizo un
while
show
competing
allí en
internationally
Islandia, pero
in
dijo, es muy
aerobic
pequeño,
gymnastics.
así que lo voy a hacer a
Now,
nivel
multitasking.
mundial.
Lazy Town began as a traveling stage show across Iceland, and it quickly became a hit, especially because the main character was so
¿De
much
acuerdo?
of a chat. So much so that in 2003, Nickelodeon wanted in, and they signed a contract with Magnus, bringing the show to a global
Chat
audience,
sin
which
contract.
was exactly the move he
Así,
needed.
así fue el
By
titular, sí.
2004, Lazy Town was on air, and it quickly became an international success amongst young audiences, proving a successful hit for over 10 years. And Magnus had accomplished his mission to inspire kids worldwide to become healthy and active in the most creative way possible. But here's the kicker. When Magnus first appeared as Sportacus, he wasn't some prime athlete in his mid-20s or even early 30s. He was already 40 years old, performing insane gymnastics and full body movements that would put most athletes half his age to shame. And by the time the show ended in 2014, he was 50, still flipping, jumping, sprinting around like he was half his age.
Una flexibilidad y una agilidad.
As he approaches 60, he is still able to replicate all of his former moves with ease. And even those super extra push-ups, and he's often given a lot of credit to general physical fitness, health, and life expectancy in Iceland because of his drive to promote a healthy way of living and eating. And even back then, he promoted what a lot of nutrition experts talk about today in regards to food processing, calorie consumption, like avoiding fried foods because they add unnecessary fats, or eating whole foods.
Es un ente de bien, ¿eh? Es un hombre que llegó a la Tierra para hacer el bien y ayudar a los demás.
So I would always say the rule of thumb, the more they change their food for original look, the more unhealthy it gets. So if you cook a fish, if you eat it raw, fantastic. If you cook it for just get the steam off, you eat it, 8 points out of 10. If you just take it and cook it like fried it on a pan, 6 points. If you really take it and you deep fry it,
don't mess with the food too much.
No. If it doesn't look like a fish, it's not a fish.
And Magnus is oftentimes invited to sporting events,
supongo que se podrá coger con
sports,
algún tipo de
conferences and congresses for exercise and the medical benefits a great lifestyle has on.
Este es el hombre al que el adjetivo fornido le queda bien. Es un hombre fornido.
An age where most people would barely walk 1,000 steps per day, Magnus is still preaching his message and doing everything he can to make a positive impact on people's health. And maybe, just maybe, he'll make a comeback to
que tiene 60 años está haciendo eso.
Just to prove that his advice
flexiones a una mano con salto, tío.
Es en 2023 que lo pone ahí.
Is the true path to
qué absoluto demonio.
Este es otro de los que se pasó la vida,
Va a vivir 1000 años este hombre.
¿Tú crees que se chutaba? Seguramente ni eso,
No creo. Porque si es que si tu vida gira en torno a decir de la gente que tiene que vivir bien,
no tiene mucho sentido.
Remember that behind the goofy songs and the zany characters was a man who truly embodied the spirit of a superhero.
Míralo,
that age is just a number and
claro, es que es lo que tú dices, tú míralo.
Pon el vídeo que te he pasado. Es que es gente intentando seguir lo que hace este hombre y yo he visto a gente que está fuerte, y no pueden de ningún tipo.
Okay.
Es que mira lo sobrado que va él, tío.
Es que esta persona se le nota que le cuesta. Este parece que lo haga, pero vamos. Que lo puede hacer otra vez, ¿sabes?
Showing off the strength, agility, and
Míralo.
athleticism required to pull this off. When I was little, I didn't really understand the level of fitness that Sportacus was displaying.
La altura no es ni la misma, O sea,
lo que hace este capo es difícil, es muy difícil.
Short of inspiring.
I wonder if I can jump and clap behind my back.
Está. Y el otro está que puede hablar perfectamente,
And now the best will last.
Este está muerto y el otro está hablando tranquilamente,
Up and up and down and up.
Mira, no puede, no puede.
And up and down.
La cosa no es que lo hagas, es la forma perfecta con la que lo haces, ¿sabes? O sea.
Y bueno, que te está hablando mientras tanto, ¿sabes? Del
Qué absoluto trastornado, O sea.
Playtime ready.
Mira. Antes he visto uno también. Mira este hombre. Este hombre está fortísimo, Míralo. Lo hace bien.
Es el mismo.
No es el mismo, ya verás. Aquí a la mitad.
A really difficult one. I hope I can do it.
Yo no sé si es falso, Te lo digo.
And one day,
Está tan fuerte que me hace dudar,
Claro.
Está tan fuerte que me hace dudar.
Una cosa, este hombre te
No lo
hace replanteártelo. Voy a tarado.
Yo creo que no es físicamente posible tener esa inclinación, pero bueno. Lo dejaremos como una de esas cosas que es posible que Sportacus hiciese.
Así es. Para él queda. Pues nada, ahí va, Sportacus. Un genio.